Hello. In continuation with integrals, today we are discussing about integration by parts. It's a very important topic in integration. What is it? Integration by parts. It is used when two functions are there, okay, and the second function is not going to reduce. So we have to use integration by parts. What is it? Integration by parts. By the way, integration, you know, it's a reverse procedure of the differentiation. So I'll take two functions u and v, and differentiation of these two functions. What is the differentiation formula? Product rule, first function differentiation of second function plus second function differentiation of first function. So I can write a first function differentiation of second function plus second function and differentiation of first function. Okay, this is a product rule for differentiation. In this, if you will shift this term, u dv by dx is equal to dy by dx u dot v minus v dot du by dx. What I have done here, u dv by dx is separated here, this term will be shifted. Integrating on both sides. Integrating on both sides. Okay. Then let us see what happens. U dv by dx is equal to integration of dy by dx u dot v minus integration of v dot du by dx. Is it okay? Integrating on both sides. Now let us take, if u is equal to, I am taking first function, u is equal to f of x, and dv by dx is equal to g of x. These two functions I have taken, first f of x, second g of x. Okay. So what happens if u is equal to f of x, that means du by dx, differentiation of this term, f dash x, and by the way, dv by dx is equal to gx, integrating to that term, then what happens? dv is equal to gx dx, integrate on both sides. So the integration of dv is v is equal to integration of g of x dx. Okay. Now here we are getting all four value, u, v, du by dx and dv by dx. And these four values will be substituted here in 1 by 1. Then what is the result we are getting? This is integration of u f of x into dv by dx g of x, dv by dx g of x is equal to, so differentiated term and integration, that term will be done. Then what happens? It is u dot v only, it is left. What is u? U is f of x, v is integration of g of x dx minus integration v is g of x dx du by dx f dash x and its whole integration. Okay. So that means what is the result we are getting when there are two functions? Integration by parts, what should be done? First function, integration of second function minus integration of differentiation of first function into integration of second function, whole integration. Okay. This is integration by part. So I am arranging it properly. F of x into g of x is equal to first function integration of second function minus integration of differentiation of first function f dash x, I write here dy by dx f of x into integration of second function and its whole integration. Okay. So that is the formula. You will remember that if we are using integration by part, there are two functions, first and second. First function, integration of second function minus differentiation of first function into integration of second function, whole integration. Okay. one integration. If e to the power x f of x plus f dash x dx. If this type of function, this type of integration we have, okay, then how to solve it? F of x and f dash x, that means the differentiation of f of x. Let I is equal to this term. I is equal to, I write here e to the power x f of x dx plus e to the power x f dash x dx. It's okay. I is equal to, here we can use the product rule, integration by part, integration by part. First function f of x, integration of second function, same as, minus differentiation of first function f dash x, integration of second function e to the power x dx plus e to the power x f dash x dx. You can see f dash x e to the power x dx, f dash x e to the power x dx, minus sign plus sign, they are cancelled. So I is equal to, the final result is f of x e to the power x plus c. Okay. You will remember this special case also. What is it? If e to the power x is there, then first function, and the second term, the second term is a differentiation of first. Okay. Then simply the integration is e to the power x f of x. Okay. E to the power x f of x. But it is a very special case. E to the power x is there, first function, and second term is a differentiation of the first function. Only then the direct result you can write here e to the power x f of x plus c. Okay. Now here we have considered as this is the first function, here is the second function. Why we have taken it first function and second function? Why not this is first and that one is second? Okay. So let me tell you a special formula for it. Here we cannot take that the first function as a first term and second function as a second term. Okay. Here there's a very specific rule. Rule you will remember in the short form I am writing it. It's very important and it would be very useful for you. This is the rule. Rule is I late. I late. According to this I late, we will use the term. I stands for inverse trigonometry. It is for inverse trigonometry. L stands for logarithm. Okay. A for algebraic expression. Algebraic expression, that means any numeric term or x squared, 2x plus 3, whatever it is, algebraic expression. T, trigonometry. And E for exponential. Exponential series. Okay. Or exponential term e to the power x. According to the arrangement, it is at the first. So suppose there are two terms given, two functions are there, one is an inverse trigonometry and one is algebraic expression. So in this word isolate, first is I and after that A is coming, so we have to take first term as inverse trigonometry and second term is algebraic expression. That means according to this word, whatever the letters are coming, according to the sequence of the letter, we are selecting first term and second term. Okay. So one thing is clear, E stands for exponential. So in a question, if exponential term is given, always we have to take as a second term, first term accordingly. Like one is logarithmic term, second exponential term. So logarithmic term should be treated as a first function. Okay. So first and second function should be taken accordingly. Isolate, you will remember this, isolate. And according to the arrangement, we are taking first function, second function. I get my point? L, logarithmic, and one is an exponential. So logarithmic should be taken as first, exponential as second. Okay. So generally in most of the questions we are using the same term. This rule will be followed. Okay. So you will remember two formulae. One is integration by part, second is a special function, third one is this isolate. Okay. And now we are ready to solve the questions based on integration by parts from exercise 7.6. So starting exercise 7.6. I am taking question number 1. Starting from question number 1 because 1 is very simple question, conceptual questions. Okay, everybody understand it. X sin x. What is it? Question number 1 is integration x sin x dx. I is equal to. Okay. Start solving it. I is equal to integration x sin x dx. There are two functions. One is x, algebraic function. Second is sin x, trigonometric functions. According to the rule, isolate. What should be taken first? Algebraic, and after that trigonometry is coming. First algebraic, second trigonometry. So that is first, it is second. Okay. Using the formula, what is it? I am writing formula once again. Fx dot gx is equal to first function integration of second function minus integration of differentiation of first function and integration of second function. After that, whole integration. Okay, this is the rule. I is equal to, okay, first function x, integration of second function sin x dx minus differentiation of first function dy by dx x into integration of second function sin x dx and its whole integration. Okay, this is the rule. After that, x, integration of sin x minus cos x minus differentiation of x 1, integration of sin x minus cos x dx. So it is minus x cos x minus and minus, it is plus cos x dx. So that means minus x cos x plus integration of cos x is sin x plus c. Okay. So that is the integration of x sin x minus x cos x plus sin x plus c. Understood? This is the procedure. After that, I want to take a question x square e to the power x, third part of it. I is equal to x square e to the power x dx. Okay. Again taking first and second as per the rule. Isolate first function is algebraic expression, second is exponential. Right. I is equal to, I am not writing formula, this is a formula. First function x square integration of e to the power x minus differentiation of x square. Direct I am writing here now differentiation of x square is 2x into integration of second function e to the power x dx. I is equal to x square e to the power x minus 2 is a constant term, x and e to the power x dx. Again you are seeing that this is, here there are two functions, one is x, second is e to the power x. So again using integration by parts here. I is equal to x square e to the power x minus 2 bracket. This will be taken as first, here is a second as per the rule. First function x, integration of second function e to the power x minus differentiation of x, that is 1, and integration of e to the power x dx. Okay. I is equal to x square e to the power x minus 2 x e to the power x minus integration of e to the power x is e to the power x, all integration done, plus c. I is equal to x square e to the power x minus 2x e to the power x minus plus 2 e to the power x plus c. Okay, what should be done? E to the power x can be taken common. So it is x square minus 2x plus 2 and plus c. Okay, this is the integration of question number 3. After that, I am selecting question integration related to trigonometric functions. Trigonometric functions, suppose I want to take here x tan inverse x, question number 8. X tan inverse x. 8 question. X tan inverse x dx. Okay. As per the Eilert algebraic expression and tan inverse x. So this is inverse trigonometry is taken as first. It is first. This is second. I is equal to first function tan inverse x, integration of second, integration of x. What is this? X square upon 2 minus differentiation of tan inverse x and integration of x dx and whole integration of it. So I is equal to x square upon 2 tan inverse x. This have you understood? First function tan inverse x, integration of second function. Integration of x is x square upon 2 minus differentiation of first function, integration of second function and whole integration minus differentiation of tan inverse x 1 upon 1 plus x square into integration of x, x square upon 2 dx. I is equal to x square upon 2 tan inverse x minus 1 upon 2, outside it is x square upon 1 plus x square dx. Okay. I is equal to x square upon 2 tan inverse x minus 1 upon 2. How to solve this part? X square upon 1 plus x square. Okay. I can write here x square plus 1 minus 1 and 1 plus x square with this term upon 1 plus x square with this term. Can we write like that? X square plus 1 minus 1. Why we have done plus 1 minus 1? So that x square plus 1 will be cancelled by x square plus 1 and here the numerator term is a constant term. I is equal to x square upon 2 tan inverse x minus 1 upon 2 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus x square dx. Okay. I is equal to x square upon 2 tan inverse x minus 1 upon 2 integration of 1 is x minus integration of 1 upon 1 plus x square tan inverse x plus c. Okay. So final answer is I is equal to x square upon 2 tan inverse x minus 1 upon 2x minus plus 1 upon 2 tan inverse x plus c. Okay, you can take common from here tan inverse x and 1 upon 2. So this I can take common. I is equal to 1 upon 2 tan inverse x common. 1 upon 2 tan inverse x common. It is x square plus 1 minus 1 upon 2x plus c. Okay. So final answer is 1 upon 2 tan inverse x, x square plus 1 minus 1 upon 2 x plus c. Okay. Okay. After this question, I want to take a question number 10, sin inverse x whole square. Sin inverse x whole square. Question number 10. What is it? Let I is equal to sin inverse x whole square dx. Okay. How to integrate it? Integration by parts, that means we need two functions. But here you can see that there is a single function sin inverse x square. But the problem is we don't know what is the integration of sin inverse x. Okay. And here this is not a rule that consider sin inverse x is equal to t and solve it. That also cannot be done. So in such conditions, you know what should be done? We will create the second function. How to create the second function? Multiply 1. Okay. I is equal to, I can write here sin inverse x whole square multiplied by 1 dx. Because 1 can be multiplied to any term. Okay. Any non-zero term. Sin inverse x whole square multiplied by 1. Now there are two functions. One is the inverse trigonometry, and second is algebraic expression. Okay. So first function, it is treated as a second function. Here, first, that is second. Now start solving is I is equal to first function sin inverse x whole square integration of 1 x minus differentiation of sin inverse x whole square. So it is coming 2 sin inverse x and again sin inverse x 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. What I have done it? So differentiation of sin inverse x whole square. This term is t. Differentiation of t square is 2t, and again differentiation of t, that means sin inverse x 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. Multiplied by integration of 1 is x dx. Okay. I is equal to x sin inverse x whole square minus 2. It is x into sin inverse x upon under root 1 minus x square dx. Okay. Now what should be done? This portion we can solve it by two different ways. Either this gives a equation number 1, solve this part only, or we can solve the complete. Okay. So I am taking the complete term x sin inverse x whole square minus 2 bracket, and here what should be done? Here I can take, let sin inverse x is equal to t. What is? Sin inverse x is equal to t, then 1 upon under root 1 minus x square dx is equal to dt. Okay. I can write here, before substituting the value, here I will consider, let sin inverse x is equal to t. Differentiate with respect to t, 1 upon under root 1 minus x square dx is equal to dt. Okay. And because sin inverse x is equal to t, then what is the value of x? X is equal to sin t. Now we'll replace the value. I is equal to x sin inverse x whole square minus 2 in a bracket. See here, sin inverse x is equal to t, 1 upon under root 1 minus x square dx is equal to dt. And what is this x? X is equal to sin t. So I can write here sin inverse x is t into sin inverse, this what I have written here, sin inverse x is t and x is equal to sin t. T multiplied by sin t, 1 upon under 1 minus x square dx is dt. Correct? I is equal to x sin inverse x whole square minus 2, and this everything is coming in integration. Okay. Now here there are two functions, t and sin t. First is t, second is sin t. Now let us decide which one is t. It's algebraic expression and sin is a trigonometric term. So first algebraic expression, after that trigonometric term. Okay. So may I take here first function using here integration by parts. First function t, integration of second function sin t, integration of second function minus cos t, minus differentiation of first function t, differentiation of t is 1, and integration of sin t is minus cos t dt. Okay. I is equal to x sin inverse x whole square minus 2. It is minus t cos t, and again integration of cos t is sin t. So this minus minus plus, it is sin t plus c. Okay. Now we are replacing the value. So when we replace the value here, x is equal to, x sin inverse x whole square multiplied with minus 2 is plus 2t plus 2t cos t, and minus 2 plus sin t, minus 2 sin t plus c. Okay. Replace the value. What is t we have considered? Sin inverse x is equal to t. So this is I is equal to x sin inverse x whole square plus 2. What is t? T is sin inverse x cos sin inverse x minus 2 sin, and t is sin inverse x plus c. Is that clear? Where there's a t, I have substituted sin inverse x. X sin inverse x whole square plus 2 sin inverse x. Now look at this term, cos, it is sin inverse x. Okay. If somehow we want to create this term into the form of sine, so that sine and sin inverse will cancel, only x will be coming. Okay. So this is cos. You will treat this as a theta, cos theta. Cos theta, if we want to convert into the form of sin theta, so we can write here under root 1 minus sin square theta. Under root 1 minus sin square theta, that means under root cos square theta, that is cos theta. Okay. So may I write this term 2 sin x cos, you treat this as a theta. Okay, because it is an angle. Cos with this is an angle of it. So cos theta under root, I can write here cos square sin inverse t. Okay. Minus 2 sin inverse cancel, it is x plus c. Okay. After that, I is equal to x sin inverse x whole square plus 2 sin inverse x, and cos square can be written 1 minus sin square under root 1 minus sin square sin inverse t minus 2x plus c. Okay. After this term, I is equal to x sin inverse x whole square plus 2 sin inverse x, and this is 1 minus sin and sin cancel. Actually sin square theta or sin theta whole square, same thing. So this can be written sin into sin inverse t whole square. Sin inverse cancel, 1 minus under root 1 minus in place of t, cos inverse, this is not t, it is x, because t already we have removed from all the terms. So it is sin inverse sin inverse cancel, it is x square. So 1 minus x square minus 2x plus c. Okay. So that is the solution of this term. Understood? So in case where you will see that the sin inverse or cos sin inverse t, so first of all we will convert into the form of cos and cos or sin and sin, so that cos inverse cos cancel or sin inverse sin cancel. Okay. Now one or two questions I want to take here on the basis of these special functions like e to the power x, f of x plus f dash x. Hmm. 17th question, x e to the power x upon 1 plus x whole square. Question number 17. X e to the power x upon 1 plus x whole square. Okay. Whenever e to the power x is there, so first of all you will try that you will make first function and second function is a differentiation of the first function, so that directly we can write the result. Okay. So how to create this term in the form of that? X is here, this is 1 plus x. So why not we add 1 and subtract 1 to the numerator with x? If we do it, then what happens? X plus 1 minus 1 e to the power x upon 1 plus x whole square dx. Is that okay? I is equal to x plus 1 upon 1 plus x whole square e to the power x minus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square e to the power x. Is that okay? Or e to the power x should be written once only, like this. E to the power x in a bracket. X plus 1 upon 1, x plus 1 cancel. What is coming? 1 upon x plus 1. Minus 1 upon 1 plus x whole square dx. Okay. Now let us see 1 upon x and second term is minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. Now let us check whether this is a term. After differentiation this term comes, yes or no. Okay. Let us see. 1 upon x plus 1. Let f of x is equal to 1 upon x plus 1. Differentiate with respect to x. Differentiate. Then what is coming? F dash x is equal to, it is, we can use the quotient rule or simply x plus 1 raised to the power minus 1 can be written like this. X plus 1 to the power minus 1 here. So when we differentiate this term, minus 1 x plus 1 to the power minus 1 minus 2 minus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square. And you can see minus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square. Okay. So that means you know that this rule, what is it? E to the power x f of x plus f dash x dx is equal to e to the power x f of x plus c. So what to write here in place of that? E to the power x 1 upon x plus 1 plus c is the result. Okay. If you want to solve it, then also there is no problem. E to the power x, write this term. First you multiply it by that, like this term. Okay. Using the integration by parts here, second term will be cancelled and this is the answer. In the first second line there would be answer. Okay. Now I am selecting another question of the same type of question. I want to select it. Yes, this is a question number 20th. Or before 20th, let us see 18th question. E to the power x 1 plus sin x upon 1 plus cos x dx. Okay. Here also e to the power x in existence. So let us check whether the first term is a differentiation of second term, yes or no. E to the power x, okay, 1 plus sin x upon 1 plus cos 2x. With the cos x, I think it's very easy for us to delete this 1 from denominator. Okay, so I'm doing it 1 plus sin x upon, where right here 1 plus 2 cos square xy2 minus 1 dx. So I is equal to e to the power x 1 plus, since it is in the form of half angle xy2, this also I can write here 2 sin xy2 into cos xy2. Sin x can be written 2 sin xy2 cos xy2 upon 1 plus 1 cancel 2 cos square xy2 dx. Okay, I is equal to e to the power x as it is. Now I can write here 1 upon 2 cos square x by 2 plus 2 sin x by 2 into cos x by 2 upon 2 cos square x by 2. Okay, I is equal to e to the power x 1 upon 2 cos square x by 2 plus 2 cancel, 1 cos is cancel, sin x by 2 upon cos x by 2, it is tan x by 2 dx. Okay, and 1 upon, one more step, e to the power x 1 upon 2 sec square x by 2 plus tan x by 2 dx. 1 upon cos square becomes sec square because cos is a reciprocal of sin. Let us see this term 1 upon 2 sec square x by 2. Okay, and we'll differentiate, or we are taking this term tan x by 2 because you know that the differentiation of tan x is sec square x by 2. So I want to take this term as f of x. F of x is equal to tan x by 2. Differentiate with respect to x. F dash x is equal to, it's the differentiation of tan x by 2 sec square x by 2, and again differentiation of x by 2, that is 1 by 2. So what is coming, this 1 upon 2 sec square x by 2. So we are taking this as a function f of x, and the differentiation is coming this f dash x. F of x, f dash x. So what is the answer? I is equal to e to the power x. F of x is this. And what is this? What the rule says? I is equal to e to the power x, f of x plus f dash x dx. Then the result is e to the power x, f of x. Okay. So here what is the result? I is equal to e to the power x tan x by 2 plus c. Because its a differentiation is this term. So f of x is this, e to the power x, f of x plus c. Okay. So you remember one thing, whenever I see that e to the power x is printed somewhere in the question, first of all you try to make into the form of e to the power x, f of x plus f dash x. Okay. Generally these terms are converted into those forms. One more question I am taking from it, like question number 20th. E to the power x, x minus 3 upon x minus 1 whole cube dx. Okay, x minus 3 into e to the power x minus 1 whole cube. Try to convert into the form of this. So I can write here I is equal to x minus 3, it is x minus 1. How should I write it? I can write here x minus 1 and minus 2. Minus 3 I have written minus 1 minus 2 upon x minus 1 whole cube e to the power x. I is equal to x minus 1 upon x minus 1 whole cube minus 2 upon x minus 1 whole cube e to the power x. Okay. I is equal to 1 x minus 1 cancel, x minus 1 whole square minus 2 upon x minus 1 whole cube e to the power x dx. Okay. Now we got two terms. Now let us see its differentiation. Is that one yes or no? I think yes. F of x is equal to 1 upon x minus 1 whole square. Differentiate with respect to x. So it is coming x minus 1 to the power minus 2 minus 2 x minus 1 to the power minus 3. That means minus 2 upon x minus 1 whole cube. Minus 2 upon x minus 1 whole cube. So its result is I is equal to 1 upon x minus 1 whole square e to the power x plus c. Okay, because its differentiation is this one, f of x e to the power x. It's a very interesting chapter and very interesting questions. You enjoyed with these questions. One important thing you remember it, first you learn the formula properly, and when you start practicing after that, I think really you will enjoy with integration. One question is number 21, that is e to the power 2x sin x. 21 question. It's a different type of question. E to the power 2x sin x dx. I is equal to. By the way, in each and every question I am taking here, I is equal to, what you can see the meaning of this question. Why I have taken I is equal to e to the power 2x sin x. Okay. E to the power 2x sin x. First function, second function. Now here exponential term and one is a trigonometric term. Trigonometric term should be taken as first. Okay. And exponential will be the second term. Or here I think there is no problem if you take anything else. By the way, I am taking as per the rule. E to the power x, second, it is first. Okay. Integration by parts. First function, sin x. Integration of second function, e to the power 2x and again 2, 1 upon 2. Upon 2 is coming. Clear? 2x is equal to t, 2 dx is equal to dt, dx is equal to dt by 2. Minus. Differentiation of sin x. It is cos x. Differentiation of sin is cos x. And integration of e to the power 2x, e to the power 2x upon 2 dx. I is equal to 1 upon 2 e to the power 2x sin x minus 1 upon 2 e to the power 2x into cos x dx. Okay. You can see that the function is not reducing, the same as e to the power 2x, it is coming cos x. Okay. But be patient, just look at next step. 1 upon 2 e to the power 2x sin x minus 1 upon 2. Again using integration by parts. First function, it is second function. First function cos x, integration of second function e to the power 2x upon 2 minus differentiation of cos x, that is minus sin x, and integration of second function e to the power 2x upon 2 dx. I is equal to 1 upon 2 e to the power 2x sin x minus 1 upon 2, 1 upon 2 e to the power 2x cos x minus minus plus 1 upon 2 out. It is coming e to the power 2x sin x dx. Is that okay? 1 upon 2 minus into minus, it is plus e to the power this. I is equal to 1 upon 2 e to the power 2x sin x minus 1 upon 2 e to the power 2x cos x plus 1 upon 2, and this term integration of e to the power 2x sin x, e to the power 2x sin x is equal to what we have taken here, I. So this is replaced by I. Okay. Now what happens? I is equal to 1 upon 2 e to the power 2x sin x minus 1 upon 4 e to the power 2x minus 1 upon 4 e to the power 2x cos x, and minus 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 4 this will be shifted here. So I plus 1 upon 4I is equal to 1 upon 2 e to the power 2x sin x minus 1 upon 4 e to the power 2x cos x. Okay. LCM 4 by 4 plus 1, 5 upon 4I is equal to, may I take e to the power 2x common and 1 upon 2 also, or 1 upon 4 I am taking common. Okay. So that the 4 will be cancelled here. So I'll take 1 upon 4 common from 1 upon 2. What is left here? 1 upon 2 is left. 2 upon 4, that is 1 upon 2. E to the power x already common. 2 sin x minus cos x. 2 sin x minus cos x. Is it okay? 4 and 4 cancel. What is this? I is equal to e to the power 2x upon 5 2 sin x minus cos x plus c. Okay. So the value of I is equal to e to the power 2x upon 5 2 sin x minus cos x plus c. Clear? So this is a question of e to the power 2x into sin x. When the function or term is not reducing, then we can replace here in place of that I. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed all the questions of this exercise. Thanks for watching.